I will be checking the chat to see if the sound and image is all right, and we can start with today's workshop. All right, and in the meantime, feel free to network in the chat. Feel free to ask any questions you may have. I have a moderator helping me out today, and also let us know where you guys are tuning in from. We are always curious to know our geography. And yeah, feel free to also share what you need a website for if you already have a running website, and also what is your level of web design and just web development, website building in general. So this will also help me tailor this workshop to fit your needs. So if you're just a beginner, I will be going more into practical steps of how to set everything up from scratch. If you're more advanced, I will be talking about more advanced topics. Okay, so let's check. I can see the first reactions. Awesome. And all right, so the first comment, everything is okay. Great. I can hear you. Awesome. Looks like we're ready to begin. Hi everyone, my name is Nastya. I'm the content manager at Tilda, and today we're going to talk about a new feature that we have rolled out recently on Tilda, which is called Vibe Block. And also let me know in the chat if you have already seen our content on Vibe Block, if you're familiar with the tool, if you have tried it, or whether it's your first time hearing about this feature. So Vibe Block is a new way to build websites where you can create custom blocks, custom solutions for your website that haven't existed within a website builder before by prompting it. So by using natural language to ask AI in the chat to create a new section for your website that goes beyond just the templates and functionality that Tilda provides as a website builder. So that means that you can leave your website as it is and then expand its functionality by asking AI to create custom features that you can use for your business, for your creative practices, and stuff like that. So before we begin, just a quick overview of today's agenda, what we're going to cover today. So first we're going to talk about vibe coding in general, what it is, what is vibe block, and how it works on Tilda, how it's connected, and just explore how it is done and how you can access it. Then we are going to go over some tools that you can use within Vibe Block to edit content, to connect built-in tools, and just make your new feature, your custom solution on your website connected to your whole website. So it's not just an output, just an HTML document that you generated and then you have no idea where to use it because it is not connected anywhere. You need hosting, you need a bunch of other tools to make it a working website. Well, on Tilda, it is already incorporated and it's integrated within the website builder ecosystem, so it's quite easy to just delegate the development part to AI models, and then tweak and edit your result and connect it to your website. Then we are going to go over some examples of how you can build, what you can build using Viblock and how you can use it for your specific goals, your specific ideas that you might have, that you might not have the ability to implement before, because that would require developers' help, or just hiring someone to do it for you. So you might have been opting out of that, and now you have the ability to build it yourself. So we're going to see how that works, and finally we're going to go over some models that are available right now within Viblock and see what model performs best for each goal. And finally, we will have a short Q&A session, but you can also ask any of your questions during this workshop, and I will try to answer the rest. I will try to catch up on the rest at the end. Okay, so, and before we jump into building our custom blog, let's go and I will also copy it from the presentation that I have here. So we will have, for all of the attendees today, we are given a promo code for you to test and try out all of the premium features on Tilda for free for 3 months, Viblock included. So you can go and activate it now. So I have a new account and I will grab this Vibe for Web promo code, and then we will go and activate it. So feel free to grab it right now on the screen, and feel free to subscribe to our newsletter in order not to miss the recording of this workshop. And by the way, this will be recorded, so if you don't have time to see it through the whole session, you can go and check it out later. And of course, we are also sending out the promo code, but I will recommend it. Just grab it in right now and go in and activate it if you haven't yet, right? So if you're new to Tilda, so let's go to our new account that we have created specifically for this demo, and we will go to plans and billings, here at the top, and here we have so you can explore different pricing plans. So Tilda provides a free trial of 2 weeks upon registration. So you can, again, start your 2-week trial, but if you have a promo code, you can grab whole 3 months. So I will click, I have a promo code, and I will input our promo code today, Vibe for Web, and activate it. And congrats, your promo code is activated. That's how easy it is to get started with more months to your disposal, at your disposal, and again, have more time to explore Tilda. So that's going to be 3 months instead of just 2 weeks. All right, let's go back and let's start with our new project. Right, so I will just name it my project, click save, and this is what it looks like when we have created our first project. So now we need to, and so here we have a tooltip, and we will create a new page. And as always, you have different options of how you can start building your website. So you have a bunch of templates that you can choose from. You can go and explore e-commerce category. You can go and explore event landing pages, blogs, etc., etc. You can generate a page from scratch using AI based on your prompt. But today we're going to work specifically with functionality of one specific website. So let me go and actually pick a template. So let's say we have a website. Let's go and see what we can add. Okay, so actually I want to go to this pro category and pick something more advanced in terms of design, right? So I want to go for this ultimate, so for this universal agency template, and create a website from a template. Okay, so here we have, and we are not going to need that, so we are going to skip the intro. And so this is just an example website, and we needed just so we have some more context for our generation, right? So then we can customize it to fit our needs and add a vibe block to expand its functionality. So, but let's go back. So we have created a first website. We have activated the promo code. Let's go back to our presentation and quickly go over why block is different from your usual LLMs. So why is it different from just creating a website using Claude or creating a website using ChatGPT? So typically when you generate a prompt, when you generate an output from your typical chatbot, your typical AI tool, you usually get, you usually get an output that is quite disconnected from your website ecosystem, or you might have this working HTML document that you can visualize, but you cannot really connect it to any forms. It's really hard to edit it the way it would fit your website, especially if you already have a running website elsewhere. So for example, you're using a website editor and then you want to implement some of the functionality there. So it's really hard to keep all of the styling consistent. It's really hard to prompt it, so prompt the changes the way it will fit the rest of your website. So YBlog is a native tool on Tilda, so you have the ability to edit it by prompt in the editing panel, so just as you would edit any other blogs. And what's amazing about it also is that this new feature is integrated within Tilda by default. So you can connect all of the styling, all of your styling system, and so styles and fonts, data collection, product catalog, text and images, everything that you already have within your website. You can then go and just connect where needed. Okay, so as for the pricing for the credits for the tokens that you have at your disposal, so on free plan. So on free plan, if you create a website with a 2-week trial, so with just a general 2-week trial upon registration, you have 5 requests per 12 hours and 20 requests per month, right? So this is your starter pack, and if you have a personal and business plan, and by the way, with a promo code, you will get a personal plan, just as you would usually pay for. And so here you get 50 requests per 12 hours and 100 requests a month. Okay, so this is all of the technical limitations, all of the pricing limitations as well, and you can also purchase additional tokens, additional credits to use in the pricing as well. Okay, so let's go and quickly go over some use cases that we have generated to test and try out YBlog functionality. So this is the first page, and this is a dynamic conference schedule that you can go and explore here. So this is what it looks like, and it's not just your typical template. So it has this dynamic tab systems, and this is not something you can easily build even with zero blog, because it has again, it has different tabs, and also again, the way it works would not usually just be possible with a simple template. Then we have a calorie counter. Okay, so here we have let's calculate your ideal calorie intake. So we have so for example, a male of 87 kilograms, and so something like that. Then we can input some goals and activity levels, and then it gives you the result. So again, there is no blog on Tilda that provides you with a calorie counter, right? So if you're a fitness trainer and you want to add unique functionality to your website, this is your go-to tool, because you can add a lot of custom a lot of unique things that will serve your specific audience, and you might not have the ability before. Okay, so next up we have just this scrolling services showcase for an agency. And this is just satisfying to scroll through. It has smooth scrolling. It has, again, different micro interactions. So again, with process of design. Next up, we have something more advanced. Again, so say you have a physical business, say you have a dance studio like here, or you might have a hair salon, nail salon, barbershop, and you might want to have a booking system for, again, for your, like in this case, weekly class schedule, so people have the ability to sign up for different classes. And again, you can go and check day by day the weekly schedule for your dance studio. Again, wasn't possible before, is possible now with Viblog. Okay, so, and finally, we're back to our website. So let's just go through. So we have an agency. So somewhere here, I want to create a custom feature, custom functionality that has not existed before. So let's click plus icon. And here we can access the block cloud, title, text block, so all of the pre-designed options. But we are actually going to go and pick Viblog from the other category and see how it works. Okay, so here you have a short introduction of how it works. So a quick promo that you can watch and just grasp the idea of how it's done. Okay, so let's go and see a quick overview of how it's working and what it's capable of. So here you have a prompt window where you can input in natural language, so you don't have to go into you don't have to be technical with it. You can use natural language to explain your new feature to AI model, and then it will turn your language, just your comments practically, into working code, right? And so here I have a prompt. Let me quickly copy it. So I have prepared it beforehand, so I will not spend more time just typing it here. So what you can do here is you can choose different AI models that are currently available here. So we have Minimax, we have Gemini, we have DeepSeek, Claude, etc., etc. So if you see this sign, so X2 or X1, X3, so what it means is that here you have again, here you have requests. So here you have requests that again are available for you today, and each model requires a certain number of requests to perform a task. So for example, if you're asking Gemini to generate, again, you're prompting it to create a custom block for you. So one request costs one request, right? Whereas if you're asking Minimax to perform a task, it will cost you 2 requests. So it will cost you 2 credits. And so for example, Claude Sonnet 4.6 will require 14 credits. Claude Haiku will require 4 credits. So some of these are cheaper, some of these are more expensive. So you can go and test out different options. So I will go for Claude So actually I will go for Minimax for now. So it will require just double the requests. So it will cost me a bit more, but let's see how it will work. So what I want to create today is a project calculator for a marketing agency. So I have a marketing agency so we have added a fit-in template. And right now I want to customize the experience for my users. So say they are hesitant about whether to start working with me or not. So instead of the usual pricing plans, I will include a pricing calculator. So this way, the visitors will have the ability to, customize their project format for them, and then they will get an estimate for working with me, for working with my agency. And I think this is a great way so instead of just putting a pricing plan out on your website, this kind of gives your user more control of how they would like to work with you, and already gives them kind of, it gives them a glance at how you tend to work, what is your process like, what your services include, and by picking it step by step, they will get the ability to again to have more control, and therefore they will more likely work and reach out to you. Okay, so project calculator for a marketing agency. The visitor picks services they need, like branding, web design, content marketing, paid ads, SEO, social media management. So then chooses an engagement format, one-time project, monthly retainer, or a quick sprint. Based on selections, show an estimate price range. Below calculator, add a contact form, so to generate leads. So it's not just a calculator, it's also a call to action. So it will prompt visitors to reach out after they get an estimate. And also, again, we will include get a free proposal button. So it requires minimum friction from it's a minimum friction activity that will motivate people to just leave their email, and then you can contact them and work with your prospect, and that will potentially turn into customer. All right, so keep the design clean and modern. So about the structure of your prompt. So typically you want to start with what your blog is about. So this is a project calculator for a marketing agency. Then you can go and explain the mechanics of it. So what the visitor should do, what tasks they should perform in order for this section to work. And then again, you explain what result it will have, and then you can include some details about the design style. So for example, we want something clean, modern, and that will match our overall design of the website. So I have kept that as that. And then I will probably even delete the overall tone, professional and approachable, because we will work on a copy once it's generated. Okay, let's hit send and see how it works. Okay, so now we have to wait just a couple of moments, and Viblock will generate us our first draft. All right, and I will check if you have any more comments. See if you have any questions while we're waiting. So, okay. Awesome. I'm glad you're liking this feature. Okay, so let's just wait and see what it looks like. And I will drag this window here so you can see it better, because I'm assuming right now my image is covering some of this functionality. All right, so, and already you can see that something is happening on the screen, and that we not only have the running code, but also some of the elements that are appearing here on our website. Okay, now we'll just wait and see the final result. Almost done. Okay, so almost done. Let's check out. Let's quickly hide the chat. And so here we have a calculator for our agency. Let's see if it fits the overall style. So as you can see, the fonts and everything. So if you have fonts and styles preset for your project, for your website, Viblock will pick that up and use it for the generation. Right, so let's go and quickly test it. So you can basically preview everything here. Let's quickly hide that. So SEO, SEO. So let's explore. So the services that you need. So we have branding, different options. Okay, so what I like to do here, so I'm liking the overall design, and what I also like is how it matches the color palette, and just all of the styling fits the project perfectly. So we are also going to explore the built-in tools a bit later and see how we can change the design via project settings, website settings, and by just editing here in the editing panel. So what I want to do is I actually want to make it step by step. So I have, so right now I like the design, but I would like to make it multi-step. So make it multi-step. So the user gets the result at the end together with the form. So let's see how that would work. So I don't want all of the steps to be visible. I only want the first step to be visible, and once the user fills out the first step, they will go to the next one, and then they will get the estimate at the end and the form to contact. All right, so while we're waiting, I will check out the chat, see how it's going. All right. So it's still going on. All right. So okay, so let's check it out. Okay, so it will take some time to make the changes, so we're just going to wait. All right. And some more time. All right, so while we're waiting, just let me know in the chat what type of functionality, what type of weblog you would like to add on your website. So, okay. Let's check that out. So, okay, so I don't think that it worked. So I would like to go and just make a simpler prompt. Make it multi-step. And see what it will do. So sometimes, yeah, sometimes it does require a bit more convincing. So also different models will require different number of tokens, of credits. So, and they will also perform each task differently. So based on your goal, you might want to explore just for a quick test. So just so you don't spend too many requests iterating. So you might want to just pick a few models and see what it will do for your specific task. Okay, so let's see. As with any vibe coding, a lot of it is just waiting. All right, so and now I can see that it's multi-step, so it doesn't list all of the steps on one page, so it is actually multi-step, so it's more user-friendly, so it doesn't overwhelm my client with too many questions, because this will just this might just divert their attention and they might bounce. Okay, so let's wait and see. Okay, something is happening. All right, just waiting for the generation to complete. All right. Might take some time, so we will wait. Okay. So let's check that out and oops. I'll refresh the page and See how that's working. Okay, and then we are back to square one. Okay, let's go and repeat the same. Let's repeat the same prompt, but with a different model. So seems like the Minimax doesn't really understand the, or is not capable of performing that. So let's go and make it multi-step. So now we're testing a different model, which is Claude, or Claude Haiku 4.5. Make it multi-step. And now we are waiting again. Okay. So now I'm hoping that this will yield more results, so to say. Again, as with any vibe coding tool, sometimes it generates an output that is working, sometimes it doesn't. So it's not really about, it's all how each model works for your specific task, and sometimes it requires a lot of iterating, a lot of testing. Okay, so let's see what Claude will do for us. Because I like Claude more, so even though it requires more credits, more tokens, but in my opinion, like in my experience, it kind of performs more complex tasks better. So if you want to create something that is multi-step, multi-functioning, then I would suggest going for Claude instead of more cheaper models. But yeah, we'll see how that works. Okay. Okay, not enough remaining limit for... Alright, works for me. So let's explore the calculator that we have now. So here we have services, format, estimate. So let's go and pick. So say we want that. And then we have the form as our final step. So let's go back and let's see what we can do. So let's go back to our first step and see what we can adjust without wasting requests, AI requests, right? So what's great about it is that you can go and you can actually edit everything here in the editing panel. So for example, I want to change this. So typically, if you generate a code, then you need to go and dig into it in order to change some text or in order to make changes to the visuals. So for example, I want to change this text. So instead of digging into code, instead of going through a bunch of code lines and making it all within, so you might want to click here, and you might want to see this code, all of the code lines that were generated for this calculator. So it's quite tedious to go and actually change the logic or the content here, even though you still can do that. So if you're a more advanced user, this is still an option. But I want to actually make it all here in the editing panel, and it doesn't waste your requests, so it doesn't waste your model usage. You still will have your credits. So choose how you want to engage. Okay. So let's go to format. Continue. So yeah, so here we have changed the text, and now it is reflected here. All of the changes are reflected here. So similarly, if you want to replace, for example, this icon, you can go and upload an image, a fitting image. So for example, you have an icon set that was branded specifically for your business. You can easily go and upload it here. So as for connecting built-in tools, so again, I'm quite satisfied with the design because it fits all of these all of the styling of my website. So for example, I don't want this text to be bold, so I will change it to regular. And now it's regular, so I don't have to go into code and see, like, again, it's quite hard. So if you don't have the technical knowledge, it's quite hard to edit it in the code. So you can do it all here. So you can change the style, the font weight, everything without without too many technical details. So what I would like to do is in order to in order to go forward, you still need to perform some tasks here. So I'll just, every time I want to go and check out the design, I need to go step by step, just as the user would do. So, and here, so we have the form, and here we have the services that we can connect to our form. So say I have a CRM that I would like to connect. So let's create a new list. So I go from my dashboard to CRM, here, create new list, and agency leads. So I want to store all of my leads within this CRM. So let's go back, refresh the page. Okay, so let's scroll. Okay, so let's quickly go over the steps here. Submit the proposal. Okay, so here we have the form. So I unfold this editing panel, and so here we can connect services. Okay, agency leads. Okay, so let me check again. So sometimes it lags, so you need to go here and send a proposal. Okay, let's go unwrap this. And for example, connect it here first. Okay, so Tilda CRM agency leads, add, close, and let's go back to our form. Okay, so now when the user is filling out this calculator, so they get an estimate price, and then they hit send, get a free proposal. So now you can go and hit agency, so check this agency leads list. So now all of the forms, like all of the submitted data, will go to this list in Tilda CRM. So that's great. let's hit publish. So typically, when you just generate code with ChatGPT or Claude, it's quite hard to connect built-in tools like Product Catalog. So if say you're running an online store and you want to wipe code something, so it's quite hard to incorporate this complex e-commerce logic that a lot of website builders provide into your vibe-coded material, vibe-coded output. But here, since this tool is native to Tilda, it's quite easy to just, for example, connect data collection services right here and collect leads on the go using the same tools that you would normally use. All right, so let's go and check out our website. So this is our template that we added. And as you can see, when we are scrolling to this calculator that we created, it matches the style of my overall website. So let's go and ongoing branding monthly retainer. So this is our estimate price. Let's send the Jane Cooper. Okay, so and now Studio Nova and a few sentences. So I would like to grow with my branding. So this is completely offhand, but okay. Submit project requests. The leads are stored, or actually, so I guess we missed the pop-up. So here is the contact. I believe we didn't create a success message, so we will need to do that. But yeah, so this is our lead that is now stored within our CRM that we have filled out here on the website. So this is basically it for as far as vibe coding on Tilda works. So it's quite intuitive. So let's go back to our website. So again, let's see. So let's go here and let's see what we have done. So so we have made a couple of iterations. We have tested different models. So we started with Minimax. Okay, so we have started with Minimax, and it didn't work well with our edits, with our prompts asking to edit the initial code. So we went with Claude Haiku, and that worked better. So sometimes you might want to start with a cheaper model and then go for a slightly more expensive one in order to get the required result. So once we did all of the prompting, then we went and customized the design and the content. So we changed the how the text font weight, we changed some copy, we have connected this is actually our old one, so let me yeah, step 4 out of 4. So then we have yeah, so then we have connected our form here, and here within the form we have enabled Tilda CRM and added all of the leads that are coming from this form to a list. Okay, so this is it, and Let me know, guys, whether you have already tested this feature, what you are going to build with it, and again, what we also have planned going forward. So we are launching Yblog soon on Product Hunt. So if you want to get developer nodes, so if you want to go more into developer side of Yblog, see the history behind the feature, how, like, what obstacle we were overcoming while creating it. If you want to see more use cases, give us feedback, and so on and so forth. If you want to go more into technical side, suggest something, again, ask questions about potential releases and enhancements, you can go follow us on Product Hunt. The link will be in the chat and in the description if you're watching this in the recording. And again, we will see you there. So again, we were super excited to I was super excited to go over this feature and see what can be achieved through it. And again, feel free to go over to our Discord and join our community there. And if you are creating Viblogs, if you're creating custom blogs with AI on Tilda, feel free to share your experience of working with it. See, again, if you're experiencing some troubles, if you're, again, have some